Well, it is your lucky night. And thanks for stopping by. Hope you've come with a dream. My name is Chuck Hansen. I'm going to be your host for the next 30 minutes or so. We got a lot of things to cover, and I want to start by first congratulating you for taking the time out of your busy day, and I know it's always busy. Glad that you made it, right? What I'm going to talk about tonight is timing, and why that timing is so critical right now. You know, if you're brand new to network marketing, congratulations again for making that decision to come over here and take a look at Valentus. Somebody thought enough of you to point you in this direction, so you might text them and say thank you. You definitely want to do that by the time we finish. If you've been around the network marketing industry and have not done as well as you thought you could do, it probably wasn't your fault. It was probably just bad timing. There's a lot of reasons why people don't do well, and I'm going to talk about some of those tonight. But, if you're a industry professional and you're looking for a home, I'm going to try to give you enough reasons this evening for you to make a decision, right? Make an intelligent decision based on all the facts and figures and everything. So making money is really easy in this business if you find the right company with the right products, with the right management team, with the right compensation plan, with all the stars and planets lined up, right? At the right time of their growth cycle. Now, if you think you're good enough to do that, I've only been able to do it 3 times in my career. This will be my 4th time. So Valentus, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. They've grown over 900% in the past 12 months and positioned for massive growth over the next 3 to 5 years, which is really critical to you. So what I'm going to do is explain how you can make a 5, 6, 7-figure residual income right from the comfort of your home, no matter where you are on the planet. It's no accident that you're here. There's no coincidences, right? You're here because you were meant to be here. So pay attention. Dreams do come true. So I just want to give you all the information. A couple of things to think about before we get started. Everything in this presentation is possible. The incomes are real. The people are real. Everyone is here to help you achieve your goals. If you've ever wanted to win, now is the time, and Valentus is the company. I'm going to show you how you can discover a way to make money even while you're sleeping so you won't have to work every day until you die. So, but it all really boils down to you. I mean, I can give the greatest presentation. We can, stun you with all kinds of facts and figures. But what it really all boils down to is you. Once you decide you want things to change, and that's the first decision, you got to want to change, right? Nothing or no one will keep you from reaching your goal. So the rest of it is simple. In fact, it's all very, very possible. So a little bit about myself. That's my dog, Rocky. I've been in the network marketing industry for now 31 years, full time. I never thought I'd ever be in this industry. I thought it was for people that couldn't go out and find a real job. I owned an advertising agency for 16 years and worked myself to death, right? After I got paid what was left over after everybody else got paid and all the bills got paid and so on and so on and so on, right? I mean, I worked so hard that I missed, 2 of our kids growing up. I mean, I came home one day and I said, hey, didn't we have some kids? And, my wife said, yeah, they grew up and they went off to college. And I said, darn, I said, I missed that, I missed not having them around. And, that happened very, very quickly. I've earned over $15 million in the industry, and it's allowed me my freedom, right? My time freedom. It gave me options, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about tonight. I built teams all over the world in the hundreds of thousands of people in 39 countries, traveled over 6 million miles. Now we've got technology like this, which is just absolutely fantastic. no replacement for breaking bread and being with people, but it's a good way to get started. I was semi-retired. I was consulting for a couple of companies the early part of 2018, and I was gaining weight, right? I was on airplanes all the time, eating, and then going to a breakfast, lunch, or dinner meeting somewhere on a planet. And I kept expanding, my clothes shrinking, my stomach expanding. And, you know, more about that in just a little bit. But, you know, what I've asked, and what I did is I asked John Herenza, who's the #1 income earner and master distributor for Valentus. He and I sat down and filmed a couple of things. And I want you to hear from John, because he really sets things in its, you know, and really talks about the timing and talks about the income. Now, folks, you know, like I said, if you've never been around network marketing before, there are large incomes that are being made. So don't be shocked when you hear some of these numbers. So I'm going to let you hear from John. I'll be right back to you as soon as he's finished.
Thank you so much for that kind introduction. And, you know, with your history and success you've had in the industry, Chuck, let me just say it's just an honor to be working with you. I mean, you're a legend in this industry and just, you know, have done amazing things, and just so excited to have you here, you know, with us here at Valentus. You know, folks, I'll give you a little history on myself. I've been now 30 years now in this industry. I grew up in a small town in Minnesota, actually still have a lake home there, very near where I grew up. You know, I had no sales background. I was a blue collar worker. I was a welder, you know, building, maintaining equipment. I have a learning disability, I have dyslexia. And so I came to the industry, you know, with no self-esteem, no self-confidence, very shy and introverted. My first experience was NSA water filters, and just an amazing experience. It was 4 years there. Learned the fundamentals, you know, fell in love with network marketing, learned how important timing was, how important a consumable product was. And so I've now been 30 years in the industry. I've been with 4 companies. Every single experience has been phenomenal. I mean, you know, NSA, 4 years, earned about $400,000. Was with Rexall after that for 12 years, earned $4 million. From there, master distributor of Wayora. Over that 12-year window, you know, was able to earn about $10 million, and then another couple million with its sister company, Javita. And now I'm with Valentus, right? And what's led me to Valentus, #1, is because here's what I believe. Is all of these companies, right, and/or opportunities are made up of 5 critical elements, right? The company, the product, the compensation plan, you know, the timing, and the training and support. And if 2 or 3 of those elements are not in place, I mean, it really doesn't matter how good we are, you know, or how hard we work. I mean, despite our best efforts, we're going to struggle, right? I mean, you could take me now, having earned $22 million in the industry, put me with a company where those elements aren't in place, and I'm going to struggle. I mean, I look at myself here today. I'm not a different person. I'm not doing anything different than I've ever done, but, you know, averaging, you know, almost $400,000 a month, on the verge of making $500,000 a month. So I'm not doing anything different. The difference is the vehicle, right? And let me, you know, we all know, and I'm assuming most of these people watching this are people that have been in the industry, you've had success, you know, hear these stories about timing, and timing really is everything, right? And timing is actually very predictable. I mean, timing is a factor of numbers. There's very distinctive tipping points to where, you know, that trigger, you know, momentum and trigger that critical mass window where the company actually, you know, just explodes. And here's what's, you know, we've went in I mean, we've had our challenges. We're 5 years old. You know, we had a really good start, or actually a slow start. Then in the middle, you know, 2016, we had a great year. We had some challenges. You know, in May of last year, May of 2018, we were under $1 million in sales. We just closed out July over $8 million in sales. Okay, we've grown $1 million in each of the last in the last 4 months, and we're on track here in August to grow another $1 million. But here's why I'm telling you the story from a strict number standpoint, right? We've reached that point. This point of geometric growth is starting to work for us because 7 million of the 8 million in sales is all brand new volume. Everybody's new and fresh and excited. So our attrition is literally non-existent. And so it's kind of like if you look at that penny a day, double every day concept, and you know, you hit that certain tipping point where the compounding effect of numbers just, you know, kind of just take a course of its own, just explode. And if you look, and I got a little chart here. And if you look at the compounding effect of numbers, right, you know, a penny a day doubled every day, and it's about day 20. It's about day 20 that the numbers really become significant, right? And that's from a just kind of a comparison standpoint. I think that's where we are. We're at about day 20 because we have so many brand new, excited people making money and exploding that we're ready to absolutely explode. Okay, so we went from $1 million a month to 8 million a month in the last year. We went from 2 million a month to 8 million a month since the first of the year. And I believe by the end of this year, we're going to grow 1 million in August. I believe with our conference in Orlando, we're going to grow 2 million in September. And I believe we're going to be doing 12 million a month by the end of this year. So this, and it's not just here in the United States. I mean, Chuck, you were just telling me about a meeting in Nigeria where you had people stand, 400 people in Nigeria, and we're not even official there yet, right? I mean, I was in Spain, you know, in May, you know, we're doing like 1.5 million a month in Spain. I mean, the thing is absolutely ready to explode. And again, I can just keep going. I'm excited, folks. This is the absolute dream time to join a company because we are ready to absolutely explode. So
So there, yes, John is excited, and as you can tell. So let me kind of bring you fast forward a little bit. September, we almost hit $13 million in sales, a little shy. August was a little shy of 10 million, and September a little shy of 13 million. John said he was on the cusp of making $500,000 a month. Well, that cusp, he's, you know, passed now. He's the 11th earner in the industry, and I'll show you that in a second. So the highest paid earner. So yeah, John's been here since the beginning, and he's gone through all the trials and tribulations of you know, what a startup company goes through. But you know, guys, what is exciting is that the growth that is ahead of us. So that's the exciting part. So let me show you, get over here to Dave Jordan. I told you that I was happily semi-retired, right? Consulting for a couple of companies, getting fat. And I got a call from my buddy Dave Jordan, who I've known for about 8 years. He was very, very, very excited about a brand new product. And that product is called Slim Roast Optimum. It is a weight loss coffee. Here it is right here in this canister. And I said, Dave, listen, I'm not interested in building another team. However, I am interested in losing some weight. So let me do this. I'll listen to the call because you invited me to, and then I'm going to buy a couple of canisters of coffee and I'll drink it. Probably won't work for me, but I'll get back to you, right? So I did. I got the coffee, started drinking 2 cups of coffee every morning, just like he suggested that I do. And you know, lo and behold, I accidentally got on a scale and I lost 9 pounds the first week. That got me very excited. So I started paying very close attention and I started tracking my weight daily, right? I lost 18 pounds the first month, which got me to the point of being just very excited. So I grabbed an airplane ticket. I called Dave up and I said, hey, buddy, I'm coming up to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and I'm going to come and visit with you for a couple of days. And he said, come on. So I walked into the front doors of this building that Dave owns, $1 million building that he owns free and clear. I found a company at that time, this was June of 2018, that was just about to be 4 years old, right? They were 100% debt-free, millions of dollars in the bank, had done about $80 million in gross sales around the world, now over $125 million. They've got a global seamless compensation plan, which means that we can enroll and refer people anywhere on the planet, right? We can ship products anywhere on the planet. We've just entered into an agreement with DHL to take care of all of our international shipments. Our first international office is in the Philippines. Yes, we're going through some growing pains. I mean, it just stands to reason that if you grow, you know, as rapidly as we've been growing, it's hard to keep track of everything and keep everything running, you know, 100% smooth. But they've done just a fabulous job. I really, you know, in my humble opinion, I think it's the best opportunity that I've seen in my 30 years. Not just because I'm here, but because it does all the things and it's got the potential to do some incredible numbers over the course of the next 3 to 5 years. Our product line, we're just not a one-trick pony, right? You know, this is a great product, instant results, and, you know, all of those things. You can go to our Facebook page. There's over 50,000 people that have posted up there. You can go to fbtestimonials.info, FB for Facebook, testimonials, plural.info, and take a look at all the testimonials of the Slim Roast Optimum coffee. We've got some other great products in here. The 24/7 carb burner is in there. We don't have the Emulin product. I don't have that on here, but again, another amazing product. This is it. This is the Emulin. Again, just you can get some information. Go to valentusproducts.com and take a look at all the products. Just incredible line of products that we're shipping around the world. So this is what John was talking about, right? I just put this graph in there. This was, you know, when I started to 12 months, you know, just wanted to give you a snapshot of what the past 12 months looked like from May of 2018 to May of 2019. 700 to 7 million, crazy, 900% growth. And we just keep growing and growing and growing and growing. You know, a lot of you have probably seen this chart. A lot of you have probably heard the conversation of companies going into momentum. Well, very, very few companies actually go into real momentum, real vertical growth momentum. You know, that momentum phase kind of starts up. If you get past the startup phase, which most companies don't, 98% of them go out of business, you get into that concentration phase where they start to put all their ducks in a row, and then hopefully they go into some type of momentum. Yeah, that usually starts $3 or $4 million a month and really goes into critical mass when you get to 10, 11, 12 million a month. And that's right where we're at, guys. I mean, it's right where we're at. It's, you know, what we're going to see is we're going to see some incredible growth over the course of the next 3 to 5 years. I'm predicting 1,900% growth, and I'll show you what that's going to look like. Here's what I think 2020 is going to look like. I think we'll grow from, you know, I put 10 million down here. We're obviously over 10 million right now. And we'll grow at 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 million a month, you know, as we go through 2020, winding up with 50, 60, 65 million a month in sales. We'll hit somewhere between $400 and $450 million in gross sales worldwide in 2020. This is the time, folks. I'm telling you, timing, timing, timing. I've recognized this with 3 other companies, and each one of those companies I made millions of dollars. And I could have walked away from Valentus, but it was very apparent to me that if I did, I was going to leave millions of dollars, you know, on the table. I certainly didn't want to do that. So I love this picture up there. It's the fish are jumping in the boat. And that's what happens. You know, the stories of the products working, you know, and the money stories and the product stories and the money stories start to attract more and more and more people all the time. I was in a company one time in May of 1994. My organization was 50 people. The next year, it was 75,000 people. So that's what I'm talking about. I mean, that company went on. I was doing $20 million a month in sales just in my team alone. So, hey, I wanted you to see this. I wanted you to see some of the starting ranks And not only, what the qualifications were, but also what the average monthly income is according to the company, right? They published this, not me. And Diamond, as you can see, takes two teams, 15,000 on each team, and some other little things, but $3,000 to $6,000 a month. Think about how your life would change, making an extra $3,000 to $6,000 a month. Probably drastically, right? Double diamond, 75 to 12.5. Triple, 15,000 to 30,000. I hit triple in October, working feverishly to get to the next rank because it's $33,000 to $75,000 a month. Kind of the neighborhood I'd like to be in. My buddy Rick, my enroller, just left that neighborhood and moved on to the next neighborhood called Royal Diamond. So he's right at about $130,000 a month in income. So here's what happened. I started May, no team, by myself, right? $724. I worked very, very hard for that $724. A year later, over $11,000. Why? Because my team had grown, right? I had leverage finally, and keep adding to that leverage all the time. Almost $225,000 in income my first 12 months in the business, but more importantly, $125,000 in income in the first 3 months of my second year, which was, just the past 3 months. So incredible growth is taking place. If you think for a second that there's no income, no money to be made in network marketing, you need to think again, because that's what I thought. I thought that there was really, this was for people that couldn't go out and get a real job. And here you see, this is from Business for Home magazine. You can go to businessforhomemagazine.org and you can take a look. They keep track of everything, right? John's, $500,000 a month, $6 million a year. Rick's 110, 1.3. And it just goes on. We're going to have hundreds and hundreds of people on this list over the course of the next 3 to 5 years. It's just a matter of time. So, and here's how I always felt. When I went to my very first meeting, I saw people there that didn't look particularly smart and that were making more money monthly than I was making annually. So I knew then, 1987, that if they could do it, I could do it. I could figure it out. And I did figure it out, right? And I'm telling you, if they can do it, if this group of people can do it, and they're doing it all over the world, you can do it too. There's no reason you can't do it. So here's a question just for you, right? If there was a pretty good chance that a $600 investment plus 10, 12, 15 hours a week part-time effort over the next 3 to 5 years could produce a 6 or perhaps even a 7-figure annual residual income, is that something you'd be interested in doing? Silence, right? Yes, I see everybody waving their hands, jumping up and down. Yep, that means that there must be something you'd like to do. So, hey, complete training, there's a $20 one-time charge, and the other charge is just for inventory, right? But complete training, no boss, unlimited income potential. You've already seen that. No employees, tax benefits. The work is fun. It's really not work. And that's what's really kept me engaged in this industry so long, because it's not difficult. This is a very, very simple business. My commute is from one room to another, or to the front porch or out to the barn or wherever. I can work, practically anywhere. Let's talk about getting started. I talk about only one package. Now there is a lesser package, a platinum package, and there's an emerald package with more product in here. But I talk about the Ruby pack, the Business Builder pack, which maximizes the payout of the compensation plan. That's all you need to know. Maximizes the compensation plan and gives you 350 samples of single serving samples of the Slim Roast Optimum, so you can get those puppies out into people's hands. And I'm going to show you how to do that here in a second. So You get to participate in a legacy bonus. I'll talk to you a little bit about that. And you get to participate in a global enrollment bonus pool. And that maxes out the compensation plan. So, hey, my buddy Marshall Silver was the first diamond in my organization. Marshall saw me posting some pictures of the fat melting off of my body. And he said, Chuck, I don't know what you're doing, but he said, whatever you're doing, I want to do it too. And he said, you got my address, send me some of that stuff. I said, Marshall, I'm just drinking this coffee a couple of times, a day. And, the fat is melting off. I've lost 40 pounds now. I've gone from 215 to 175, from a 40-inch waist to a 33-inch waist. I actually have part of a six-pack. And, everything, all the fat has shrunk off. I mean, gone, right? Metabolized and flushed away. So Marshall said, hey, anybody that buys a business builder pack, if you're that high on it, I'll give them 2 tickets to my Turning Point seminar. And all you got to do is go to silver.com, and it's SYLVER.com/TP for Turning Point, and go and take a look at Turning Point. The next one is in San Francisco, November the 8th through the 10th. Got some people going, and I'm telling you, it is a blast. 3 days with this guy, and you'll never, ever be the same again. So take advantage of it. So where do you see yourself? Are you an A, B? Hopefully an A or a B, right? Because C's and D's don't really count. I'm looking for A's and B's. I'm looking for people that are ready to get started now. The person that invited you here are looking for people that are ready to get started now. Maybe you've got a few questions like I did. I had a few questions. I had to jump on an airplane and fly to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Now, hopefully you won't have to do that. Have the person that invited you to take a look at this get a hold of somebody in their support team. Me, Rick, John, Dave, anybody, and we'll get your questions answered. If you don't think it's for you, hey, no harm, no foul, right? If you think you want to be a customer, well, think again, because everybody's going to ask you how you're losing all that weight, and you're going to want to tell them and earn a referral fee. So our products are not sold in the stores. We are the marketeers, right? We get paid the money. This is just like a franchise for your own business without all of the franchise fee. So, what I want to say is that you can do this. It is possible. You can do this. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't. Will it be easy? Absolutely not. I'll be the first to tell you that, right? Will it be simple? Positively. All you got to do is kind of follow directions, if that's something that you're pretty good at doing. I was horrible at following directions, so I failed miserably for the first year and almost quit. My sponsor quit, right? So I was kind of left out there, but I knew that if these people were making that kind of money, I could figure it out. And so I just stayed in there long enough. My wife gave me the luxury of making, all the mistakes and continuing on. Will it be worth it? Absolutely. Yes. Just ask me. It's been well worth it. So that's it as far as the presentation. I'm going to take the next 5 minutes or so and just kind of give you a very brief step forward, right, of what I teach, right, what I teach people. And the first thing I teach people is a getting started training. It's a 90-day sprint. Now, there's sprints and marathons, right? The first 90 days of this business is a sprint. And I'll tell you why. We're going to try to create some momentum for you, right? I want you to call your best friends. Why? I start with the best friends first, right? Because they know you well, right? They've seen you go through all kinds of things. So call them, explain what you found and why you've decided to start a business of your own with Valentus. Ask them to join you. Explain the benefits of being first on your team, because there's lots of benefits for them being first. Here's some of the bullet points that you're going to definitely want to talk to them about. Hey, it's a 5-year-old company. It's not a startup. over $125 million in sales, grew over 900% in the past year. A debt-free company, right? Amazing product line, 22 products. All they've got to do is just go search out the products. It's a global business, right? We can refer people anywhere on the globe, and we've got complete training. We have Zoom trainings, conference calls, live trainings, and the list just goes on and on and on. Unlimited income potential. Top earner making over $500,000 a month. I mean, that is absolutely obscene, right? A low startup cost, right? $20 one-time fee plus $600 inventory package. Nothing. This is nothing to get started for a global business with products like the products we have that make a huge impact on people's lives. And, then get your best friends some samples. Introduce your best friends to your support team, the team of people that you're working with. That's ultra, ultra important. So, that's the first, hopefully it's not a 90-day, hopefully that's a 30-day or less sprint. Action steps, right? You're going to order a 350 sample business builder package. You're going to take those samples, you're going to knock them into 35 sample packs, 10 packages of coffee in each one of those sample packs. Call everybody you know. Ask them 3 questions. Very, very simple business. Do you drink coffee? Have you ever tried or wanted to lose weight? Do you have an interest in making money? Hey, the people that say yes and yes and yes, you've qualified them, they get a sample. You're going to invest some money in them. Why are you doing that? So that they can try the product for themselves. Now, it's not enough product to, get huge results, but, if they drink 1 or 2 cups every morning and you instruct them exactly what to do, and we'll show you how to do that, they're going to get some results. They're going to see some inches starting to shrink. They're going to see the scale starting to go down. People need to get results. And once they feel comfortable getting results, then it really is, the sky is the limit. And it's all about creating duplication. And that's how you obtain huge results in this business. Let me talk to you about massive effort and massive results, because that's what we want. We want massive efforts and we want massive results in this 90-day sprint. Those 35 sample packs are going to go out. You're going to find, on an average, that about 20% of the people are going to say yes. They're going to get results. They're going to want to make some more money. They're going to be, very excited about the opportunity to work with you. Some people are going to do much better than that. Some people are going to do much worse than that. It really depends upon how well you qualify the person and what your market, what your friends think of you. Now, there's some people that can call 35 people and all 35 people are going to sign up. I mean, I've seen those people. They just have the right kind of friends and they just have that trust and bond with those people. But, I wanted to keep it real. 7 people are going to say yes. Here's what's going to happen to you. I know that's on your mind, right? You just spent $600 in products, $620 thereabouts, to get started. And, if this goes as planned, then those 7 that say yes are going to buy a business builder package. You're going to make $700 in first order bonuses, $100 per package. And then you're going to make an extra $400 in legacy bonus. Now you're up to $1,100. Global bonus pool, you're going to get a couple of shares of that. That's a couple of $100. Your efforts are going to reap $1,300, probably more, because you're going to have other sales, you're going to have other customers, you're going to have other people that buy other packages, smaller packages that they'll want to try the product and for a longer period of time. I mean, I've seen it all in the last 14 months, but that's basically how it goes. I believe in taking the path of least resistance, and that is to make that phone call, get the products in their hand as quickly as you can. And I would do that even before your products ever even arrive, right? Make those phone calls, have people in anticipation of you getting those products and you getting those products into their hands. Now, here's where it really gets exciting, guys. I mean, it's when those 7 that said yes get their packages, and they do exactly the same thing that you just did. See, this is, you know, a cookie cutter type of approach. This is the McDonald's approach, right? We're building a Big Mac right here. So those 7 do exactly what you did, and they're going to, the secret sauce is making the phone call, right? And asking the questions, getting that product out to them. You're going to have 7 people sending out 35 packages or giving those 35 packages away. 245 people are now getting sampled. 20% of them or more are going to say yes, right? Now what happens? Each one of those 7 people are going to make $1,300. They're a happy camper. They just doubled their money, right? They just doubled their money. You're going to make off of their efforts $2,100 in legacy bonus. So, you know, I can go on and, you know, to the next month and the next month, but I think you are starting to get the idea. They're going to have other sales, customers, and other packs. So I would say that this is really the most important part. It's about getting the education. It's getting educated on the industry that you've just now become part of. Now, in the very beginning, when I got started, we didn't have Zooms. We didn't have conference calls. We didn't have all of the technology that everybody has today. We didn't have the videos. We had VHS tapes, right? We had audio cassettes. We had, you know, we were back in in the days before the cell phone. My kids hear me talking about, you know, before the cell phone, and they go, "Dad, you're really old." You know, I mean, who was alive before a cell phone? You know, what I can say is you want to soak up as much knowledge as possible. You attend everything. You attend all the Zooms. You attend all the calls. You attend all the live meetings, everything you can attend, you attend. You stay plugged in, and you make sure that your team does as well, right? You stay focused on doing one thing and doing it properly, because that will pay huge benefits and dividends as you move forward. You got to understand that this is a business, and it's a business that is growing around the globe. Right now, however, nobody has ever heard of Valentus. No matter, you know, we've grown, yes, but still we're minuscule, right, to the big scheme of things. So we're minuscule. Make a commitment that you're going to be here a year from now. Make that commitment to yourself and do everything in your power to stay here, stay plugged in, and keep charging forward, because that's when you start to see everything start to multiply and your income start to increase. So consistent effort. I can't talk enough about consistent effort. You've just got to stay in money-making activities all the time. And we've got lots of trainings that talk about that. The one thing that I talk about all the time is work with the willing. You can't drag people with you. You have to just take the people that want to go. This is a volunteer army, right? You're building a volunteer army. And, you know, some of the volunteers don't want to do anything. So there's nothing that you can do to motivate them. We try, we do all we can, but some of them we're going to have to leave behind. And that's the case, you know, all the time. I mean, I'd love to bring everybody with me, but I know that that's not reality, right? Now, you know, I told you before that it was a sprint, and we're going to sprint, but overall it's a marathon, right? I mean, it is a 3 to 5 year marathon, and we're going to continue to do the same things, and we're going to prepare, but we're going to sprint from time to time in little 30-day, 60-day, 90-day cycles, and we'll talk about that. Our plan, you know, and I'm not going to go into much detail on the compensation plan, but I did want you to kind of get a little picture. You know, is divided into 2 components: what you do and what your team does, right? What you do and what you earn are fast start bonuses, legacy bonuses on, you know, people that buy packages and their monthly purchases. what your team does is basically they earn fast start bonuses, legacy bonuses, and do the same thing, right? Everybody pretty much does the same thing. The question that I always get is, how do I make $10,000 a month? Now, it's always interesting because I get that question from a lot of people that have never even thought about didn't have a clue how to make $10,000 a month. So here's the easiest way I explain it, right? And I explain it like this. You got two teams. You got a team on the left, you got a team on the right. You know, our dual team, if you will, pays a cycle. A cycle, what is a cycle? A cycle is 100 in volume on one side, 200 in volume on the other side. Doesn't matter which side, right? And when that happens, the company pays you $20. Well, 500 cycles times $20 is $10,000. Everybody can wrap their mind around that, right? Which means that if you have 50,000 in volume on one side and 100,000 volume in the other side, you just made $10,000. So we get there from products being purchased, not people being recruited, but products being purchased. So here's what I teach all the time. You build a group of 10 people. How quickly can you do that? It's anybody's guess. I've seen people never be able to do it. I've seen people do it in a day. So again, depends upon your sphere of influence, right? Teach them how to build a group of 10 people. When you do that, you've got over 100 people. Okay, starting to make some sense now. You teach those 100 to build a group of 10 people. Now you've got over 1,000 people. If those 1,000 people all were purchasing just two products, right? Two products, 100 BV, two products a month. That's 100,000 in business volume BV. So that would, you're starting to get the picture. So again, I'm not going to go into any great detail. We got all kinds of videos and all kinds of things. I want to leave you with a little video from Les Brown. I think it really sets the tone about how long you're willing to work on your dream. I'm going to let you listen to Les. I'll be back with you in a second.
In the Far East, they have something that's called the Chinese bamboo tree. The Chinese bamboo tree takes 5 years to grow. They have to water and fertilize the ground where it is every day. And it doesn't break through the ground until the 5th year. But once it breaks through the ground, within 5 weeks, it grows 90 feet tall. Now the question is, does it grow 90 feet tall in 5 weeks or 5 years? The answer is obvious. It grows 90 feet tall in 5 years. Because at any time that person stopped watering and nurturing and fertilizing that dream, that bamboo tree would have died in the ground. And I can see people coming out talking to a guy out there watering and fertilizing the ground that's not showing anything. Hey, what you doing? You've been out here a long time, man. And the conversation in the neighborhood is, you growing a Chinese bamboo tree, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Well, even Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder can see ain't nothing showing. So how long you been working on this? How long have you been working on your dreams? And you have nothing to show. This is all you got to show. People are going to do that to you. And some people, ladies and gentlemen, they stop. Because they don't see instant results. It doesn't happen quickly. They stop. Oh, no. You got to keep on watering your dream. That is not going to happen as quickly as you want it to happen. A lot of things are going to happen that will catch you off guard. And so therefore you've got to deal with and handle it as it comes. And not only that, but that faith and patience drives you into action. You've got to keep moving and keep plugging away. See, during those hard times, we didn't know how you're going to make payroll during those times when you failed and things didn't work out. They were nowhere to be found. But you know what I discovered? When you're working at your dream, somebody said the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. Oh, it's sweet to you. It's good to you. Why? See, when it's hard and there's a struggle, see, what you become in the process is more important than the dream. That's far more important. The kind of person you become, the character that you build, the courage that you develop, the faith that you're manifesting. Oh, it's something that you get up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, you're a different kind of person. You walk with a different kind of spirit. And people know that you know what life is, that you have embraced life. You knew it was hard, but you did it hard.
So that's kind of it, guys. I mean, it really is. It really depends upon you, what you want from life. The final secret is never quit. No matter whatever happens, no matter what happens, never, ever, ever quit. And just work through it. Understand that it's a business. Understand that things don't always go your way. Just like Les was talking about, things don't always happen as quickly as you want it to happen. I had my own fears, I guess, when I started with Valentus in in May of 2018, whether or not I really had what it took. I knew I had all the knowledge, but did I have the tenacity? Did I have, what it would take in order to stay consistent for the next 3 years? And that's what I gave Dave. And I told him when I left there, I'm going to give you 3 years of my life, or until my income hits $100,000 a month. So whichever comes first. And so I'm hoping that the $100,000 a month comes quicker and faster than the 3 years. But if it doesn't, I'm prepared, right? I'm here for the duration. This is my last rodeo. So, hey, come on along with me. It's going to be a fun ride. We're going to do a lot of great things. We're going to help a lot of people all over the planet. And, I'm here to help everybody do whatever they need to do in order to improve their life. So with that, I want to thank everybody for joining me here, and I'll officially end this meeting right now.